So we talked a couple of weeks ago about flexibility and leg strength. So today we're going to go through a couple of ways of sort of building the leg strength, but also helping to build the flexibility and that range of motion. Some of the aids you can practice at home to help you get a little bit more into your stretching or out to your kicking. Right, so what we're going to look at today is a couple of ways to build our leg strength. So I'm going to talk you through it, sort of give you a bit of a guide, and then you can go away and practice some of these techniques yourself. So sort of, this is the guide, pause it, then create it and practice it and time it yourself now when you're obviously wanting to train it. And also you can spend a bit more time on different stretches and give you a bit more of an idea of what you want to work on. So from there now you're going to grab hold of like a wall. I've got a chair here, it might fall, so if it does, there'll be a blooper, but let's hope it doesn't. So make sure you've got something that's quite sturdy that you can lean on. So from there now we're going to turn this foot towards the wall or the chair, whatever you're working and leaning towards. This is just to take your balance out of the equation because we want to focus on the actual kick and the kicking leg rather than the balance part of your training. So from there now we're going to practice swinging our leg up in a side leg raise. Now when you're doing this you want to make sure your shoulder, your hip and your heel are all in line with each other like you're doing a side kick. You want to push this hip forward, you want to look where you're kicking, you want to try and swing the leg towards your hand. Now you want to turn your toes down, so you don't want your toes going sort of up in this position like a front leg raise because it's a different muscle we're working. So from there now you're going to turn your foot, put your hand out, you're just going to gently swing the leg up and control it back down. As you loosen up, obviously go a little bit higher, just swinging that leg up and down. So I'd advise doing sets of 10 on each leg, building the reps up, so doing 3 sets of 10 on your left, 3 sets of 10 on your right. Be careful now when you're doing this, you're not dropping your bum back and your toes are starting to turn up. Make sure your toes are staying sideways the whole time. Obviously then, the other way we can start developing is the front leg raises. Now you don't necessarily need a stool or anything to sort of practice the front leg raises. You can do them on your own. You can hold on to something, but you tend to be a bit more stable in these because you're in an upright position. So again, put your hand out, you can sort of swing your leg up, coming back to your guard. Now you want to keep your leg nice and straight and try to keep your back straight. So look where you're kicking and go up in a nice straight line, stretching the hamstring. So as you're here, you'll swing up and back. So again, as you're here, you'll swing up and you'll come back. Again, we want to do sets of 10. So as you're doing this, you want to lift that leg nice and high, coming back to your guard. Make sure you keep the leg straight. Don't force the leg, go to where you feel comfortable. So they're the main warm-ups. So the other warm-up we're going to do, so I see myself kicking it, is going to be an outward crescent kick. So a crescent kick's a big circular motion. So from there now you're going to go in your fight stance, kicking off the rear leg. You're going to dip your hip in. If you've got quite tight hips, turn your front foot out slightly. Now you can put something in front of you like a chair, but if you don't feel that confident, or if you do, you could get somebody to kneel down. Use them as a target, depends how much you trust your partner, and develop it that way. So we're going to draw a big circle, lifting the leg around. Again, you put your hand out as a target, circling through, but the aim of it is to make a big circle with your hip. What you don't want to do is sort of go up really high and chop it down like an axe kick. It's got to draw a big circle, working that full range of motion in the hips. So they're the 3 sort of main things you want to do to sort of dynamically loosen up. So side leg raise, where you're lifting the leg up, front leg raise, and a crescent kick. So they're going to be the 3 main warm-ups we're going to do. Again, use sets of 10, so 10 on the right, 10 on the left for the side leg raises, do it 3 times. 10 on the right, 10 on the left, front leg raises, 10 on the right, 10 on the left, 3 times outward crescent kicks. That's the best basic warm-up we're going to start on, so I'll let you do that in your own time, because you might need a little bit of rest as you're going through it. What we want to do is develop strength in the kicking motion. So again, we're going to hold the target. So last time we worked just the chamber positions, like so. This time we're going to work the kicks going out and back. So again, you're going to do the same things you did with the side leg raise. So you're going to extend the leg out, so your hip, your heel and your shoulder are all in line with each other. This chair's a nightmare. So that you keep a nice, good technical kick as you get into the end of it. So what we're going to do is you're going to pull your knee back, you're going to extend through the motion and bring it back. Extend through the motion and bring it back. Now again, do sets of 10, so kick out, hold it for a second, bring it back, kick out, hold it for a second and bring it back. Now once you've done that, so maybe 2 sets of 10 on each leg, what you want to do is then start concentrating on holding the kick. So from there now, set a timer, hold the kick extended for maybe 10 seconds or 5 seconds. Hold it where you're pushing yourself, but you can keep it for the amount of time that you're working towards. So if it's 10 seconds and you can hold it here, hold it there for 10 seconds. Then aim for a bit higher for 5. So you always want to make sure that wherever you're holding it, you're keeping it there for however long you're trying to keep that kick. So again, do a couple of reps, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, whatever you feel comfortable with. Good technical kicks, holding the side leg raise out or holding the side kick out. Then we move on to the front kick. So again, practice lifting up, sending the kick, hold for a fraction of a second, recover. 10 reps of 10 on each leg. Then practice holding the kick out. Again, good technique, solid technique. Working the legs. Again, pick a time that's comfortable for you. 5, 10, 15, however long it is, but what we don't want is go for 10 and it starts dropping after 2 seconds. I'd rather 10 seconds here than 2 seconds up here. Then once we've done that, we move on to the roundhouse kick. So again, we work the chamber position, so extending the leg into the kick. So again, lift the leg up, extend, recover, extend, recover. Holding it for a fraction of a second. Then we want to go into holding the kick. So again, hold it for however many seconds you can, looking at the kick, extending the technique, bring it back, come back to your chamber position. So all these things now, we want to do the slow kick, sets of 10. Static holds, as long as you can hold it with good technique. So they're the main things we want to start doing to help build that flexibility, build that strength, build that control in the leg. Now we're going to go on to a few little tips to sort of help you get past sort of plateaus. Good, right, so to help you get past a plateau of your flexibility, now we can use our belts to sort of help get us there. Now the idea is you sort of can hold your leg out to a certain point, but then you can't hold it anymore. So you sort of find that your leg starts dropping or you can't get any higher. Now obviously if you've got something stable to lean on, it's a little bit easier. But from there what we can do is you can extend your kick, you can take sort of the pressure off the belt and let your leg hold itself up. Then as you feel your legs start dropping, just hold the belt a little bit to take some of the pressure off the leg. Obviously if you're really pulling on the belt, you're going to be putting all the weight into your arms, not your leg. But again, it's to help you just get past those plateaus. So say you can only hold the leg for 30 seconds on its own, you find 30 seconds is up, it's starting to drop, just give yourself that little bit of support for maybe an extra 5 seconds. It's going to help. Now the same thing on the flexibility. If you can find your legs only get to a certain height and you can't get it any higher, use the belt to help pull your leg up. So you can pull on the belt, which will obviously help the leg. So say that's where you can only get to, swinging the leg or holding it, just use that belt to sort of help you a little bit more. Again, you can use it on the side kick, you can use it on the front kicks, you can even use it on the roundhouse kicks. As long as you're sort of keeping yourself in that position, you can do it. So again, use the belt to aid you get past those plateaus. So only sort of rely on that when you've exhausted your leg strength or you're hitting a point where you can't do it yourself. You need to get over and bridge that gap. So again, take some of the strain out the leg, push your leg a little bit higher, help yourself rather than relying on it, use it as a training aid. So hopefully a lot of these things now can help you build that flexibility in those kicks, help you sort of push past plateaus and help give you some ideas on how to get those legs a little bit stronger, a little bit more flexible.